All right, so we're going to talk about the VA process on how we want to work together with our virtual assistants so that we can leverage the fact that you guys are working super hard, doing good work, and be able to interface with our specialists and our clients. So you know the clients are following a 6-phase process when they come in. And we know the first one is plumbing. Digital plumbing is all the tracking, all the setup, all the pixels, getting the audiences, that kind of thing. 2 is goals, where they set what their cost per targets are. So it's going to be cost per lead, cost per visit, cost per sale, cost per something. So they have goals that they want us to achieve so we can show that the money we spend is hitting their targets. It's like revenue versus cost. Content is primarily video. So these folks are making 1-minute videos and we have to be able to edit them. We also have to assemble things like their topic wheel, build out their content library, build out everything where we're pulling influence and positive things that people are saying, all these positive mentions. Targeting is the custom audiences. It's lookalike audiences. It's a standard set of audiences that we want to be able to build so that the combination of the content and the targeting allows us to run ads. And so we call that amplification. And when we have amplification, meaning we've set up the ads and we've let them run, then we have to optimize. So this is a 6-phase process. We always start with plumbing, with some kind of tracking, and we have a guide against that. We call this a micro course, which is designed for small businesses where the underlying specialist is level 1 to 4, so it doesn't require someone like me or Logan or someone that's level 5 plus, right? This is small business. This is stuff that we should be able to execute in mass, thousands of them. We have goals. There's a goals course around that ties to things like standards of excellence. We have a content course, micro-targeting course. The combination of these 3, goals, content, and targeting, is what we call strategy. And thus, folks are filling out what we call the strategy assessment so they can give us the basic components of their goals, content, and targeting. Then, when we do amplification and optimization, which each one has a micro course, this is the ads component. So we've got 6 courses. These businesses can buy these courses as they are, so they can do it themselves. But what's going to happen is, as they start to see that there's complexity in a lot of different tasks, they're going to want to hire us. So the beauty of our model is that we have so many businesses that are coming to us that want to pay us to execute, and they're ready to pay before we even do any work. They pay in advance because they already know exactly what the particular tasks are. They see the case studies. They see that we have a particular process, so they don't have to ask questions. So what's included in the plumbing process? It's the course. The course, which they could take themselves, is the same thing as the package that we will execute for them. Now here's 2 layers. There's a client, of course, the one who's paying for everything. They can buy a course or they can buy a package. There's a specialist, and the specialist is a US-based support person who is able to interface with the client and manage that relationship, to be able to talk them through what exactly is included here, to be able to talk them through maybe they haven't configured what their goals are, like maybe they're a dentist and they don't know what a good cost per lead or cost per phone call is. Maybe they have content and they don't know how to organize their 1-minute videos. So these specialists are providing a layer of support with the client, and at every step, the specialist is delivering some kind of document that proves that we have gotten the work done, right? In the same way the client is giving us items. So the client, for example, is filling out the strategy assessment and allowing us to evaluate, do they have the necessary ingredients that we could execute these various packages? We, for example, are getting access through the access checklist to their Facebook ads account, to their Google Tag Manager. Maybe we need to make an ad account. Maybe we need to do something with their Google Analytics, right, to get these different items. The client is giving us the access. The client is telling us about their strategy, right? When these things are in place, then we want the VAs, our awesome VAs, to do the underlying work. So the specialists can be like the waiters in the restaurant, and the VAs are like the cooks in the kitchen, okay? So when the access comes through, then we need to come in and make sure that everything's configured properly, right? So that means setting up the different pixels, the different custom audiences, making sure track is in place, making sure that there's not something that's screwed up. And as part of that, that turns into a report that we put in the specialist's name and we send back through to the client. Okay. So any kind of access, any kind of input that we get is going to go down to the VAs to be able to execute a particular checklist to assemble these items in greater detail. So when they give us their basic goals, content, and targeting, maybe there's components of the content that just aren't clear enough, right? So maybe, let's say, they come in and they say they want help on their personal brand. And then we collect all the different items. We find examples of all the content in terms of all the positive mentions that we can find about them, right? And then we give that back to the specialist because we put that in the 3x3, or we put it in the content library, or we put it in the topic wheel, and then deliver these back to the client, right? So the VA layer from stages 1 to 4 are all different tasks where there's some kind of input that we're getting from the client, or we're able to collect, and then we pass back some kind of document that verifies that we've gotten the work done. So here we're collecting content. Maybe as part of this, we're doing some video editing. Because the raw content, maybe it's a YouTube video, maybe they give us a raw 1-minute video from their phone, but we've got to be able to clean it up. And then we take that and we put it into these particular documents, right? So the VA layer from stages 1 to 4 is all about producing these documents so we have the level of detail we need to run their plumbing and the specific components of goals, content, and targeting. Then we're able to move to the ad side. These are just documents that we're creating. But over here, we want to run ads. So this means we have to build out the campaigns. So that is mainly Facebook ads and Google ads. And this is taking these ingredients that we have here on goals, content, and targeting, loading it up into a document that says, hey, this is our campaign grid. This is proof that we're loading up the ads, just confirming the other items that we have here. And then the client gets that report, actually here, put it here. The client gets the success tracker. But we have the virtual assistants that are putting together these different reports. Then, following a process that we call MAA, for Metrics Analysis Action, they're able to continue to produce these reports to be able to optimize as these results are getting better and better and better. because we know what these goals are, the goal is, let's get a cost per lead of less than, say, $6 for people to come into our store. And maybe initially we run it and our cost is $10. And then we're able to come in and optimize. And then we bring the cost down to $8. And then we optimize again and we bring the cost down to $6, right? We're continuing to show improvement. That should be able to show up in different versions of the success tracker. We're here, we're doing internal metrics analysis action, right? Optimization cycles where the client is not going to necessarily see this. This is going to be in internal threads inside Basecamp where we're showing that we're continuing to use frequent lightweight touches and we're testing. And then we send summaries of these as a success tracker, which doesn't have to be everything in the success tracker, but just some of the highlights week to week or month to month. And then when the client sees that this is generating profit and we hit the initial goals back here, then they're going to re-up and they're going to keep paying us money. So our hope is that we get to phase 6 on optimization, we demonstrate that this is profitable, and then we'll continue to do optimization in this phase, and they'll continue to pay us every month. And that's how we have a great system where these first 4 stages is the setup, where we have the measurement in place with the plumbing. We have goals, content, and targeting with the strategy. And then we have the ad side where we're loading up ads on Google and Facebook because we have our pixels set up properly, all the retargeting and custom audiences are going to work the same way. And then we're able to tune it. And these optimization cycles are things that should take us 15 to 20 minutes. Where we're just coming in and using Facebook as the way it's supposed to be done. We have an optimization training, of course, right? And then we just show what's working. We make more ads, we adjust our budget, we maybe say, hey, you know, we have a certain piece of content that's working, let's come back here, maybe as part of MAA, we need more content. Maybe as part of collecting mentions, where people are saying positive things about the client or positive things about us, this is constantly enhancing the 3x3, constantly enhancing the content library, right? We're continuing to add, but this is not like we make the topic wheel or, you know, we load up everything into the content library and then we're just done, right? We're never just done, we're always iterating. And because when we get to this phase, when we're optimizing, we're always going to be coming back here and looking at combinations of content and targeting to meet these original goals. So from the standpoint of a VA, you don't have to worry about talking to the client. So if you're really good at editing video, then you'll see a task come through inside Basecamp. It says, hey, here's the queue of all the 1-minute videos that we would like edited, and you can apply your amazing video editing skills. If you're good at collecting feedback, maybe using monitoring to search for a company name or a person's name, then when that task comes through inside Basecamp, you know to assemble it and then to create a document that we put back over here. Maybe you're a designer and we need to create different banner ads or landing pages, or maybe you need to build a chatbot. This request comes through, we're trying to collect goals and they say we want to collect messages through a chatbot, then that creates a task in Basecamp assigned to you so you can get these items done, and they'll push that back to the specialist. You don't even have to worry about talking to the client. You just have to reply back in that particular Basecamp task, right? All these tasks are coming down, and then you get to work on that or work on, so if you're part of the design team, then whoever the design lead is can assign that, or however you guys want to decide who works on those particular tasks. So it's beautiful, because then as a VA, you don't have to talk to the different clients on the phone, and then the specialists who speak English, they're often in the same town. These are people they actually see, they have dinner with, they're friends with. They can leverage their relationship so that we have a symbiotic model where everyone's happy and we're able to work together. And that's the model that we want to extend for our VAs in the Philippines who are doing absolutely fantastic work, so that the more tasks you're able to do, the more money you're able to make. Because we haven't gotten our menu as tight to the level that we want to be able to pay a bounty, which is to say, okay, editing a 1-minute video, that's worth $3, right? And so every time you do that, that's worth $3, because we're not at the level of taking everything down to that level of detail. We're still paying people hourly for now, right? So you're still being paid per hour. If you're on the Blitz team as a VA, then you could move up from $3 an hour to $4 an hour and so forth, because you can do better and better work against these tasks. But our hope is that everything will move to where you're being paid on particular tasks. And let's say that you're a content VA and you're new. Well, maybe initially you're just assembling items in the content library, but maybe as you get better, you could work on building the personal brand guide. You could start figuring out what items fit together in the 3x3 strategy, which is a higher level of skill, right? So you can start to make more. You can start to unlock other tasks as you move up. When you're level 1 VA, level 2 VA, level 3 VA, you're able to work on things that you've got the associated training with to be able to make more. Every one of these tasks here, you will find that there's training. So when you get assigned one of these tasks, let's say the task is you set up digital plumbing, or maybe we break out digital plumbing. Actually, digital plumbing is multiple tasks. So digital plumbing is setting up the Google Tag Manager container, making sure that we have the custom audiences inside Facebook and Google, making sure that we have some basic reports and it's tying to things like UTM parameters. There are these particular tasks. Every one of these tasks, you will find that there's training tied to each of them, right? If you ever come across a particular task and you don't see training associated with each of them, then you need to let your team lead know that's an issue. Or maybe as you're going through some of the training on how you build Facebook ads, maybe Facebook changes that interface, then you need to let your team lead know so that we can update that associated training. Or maybe Facebook makes something difficult. Maybe a particular feature goes away on Facebook, so we can't execute the task in the same way. Let the team lead know, and then that way we can adjust the training that's associated with it. When we have this system that's working well, you're helping us build better training and helping us do a better job against these tasks. It's going to be some time, but eventually, as the clients are getting these things done and we're passing it back, the clients are going to rate us, just like with Uber or others, eBay, they're going to rate us 1 to 5 stars. So you want to work together with whoever that specialist is. You guys are a team to try to make this client happy. Every stage along the way, every major stage, the client's going to rate us 1 to 5 stars on how did we do. So it's not that the client's going to talk to you, but we always want the client to give us feedback. And when we have that feedback system in place, what we'd like to do, if you're on the Blitz team, if you're a VA working with Jeff Hunter or another group, they may or may not do this, but what we're doing on the Blitz team is that when you get these tasks done, you're not only making more money as you're getting more tasks, but if you're getting 4.5 stars or above, if you get high ratings, then we'll give you a bonus on top of that as well. Just like if you drive for Uber, just like if you do any of these other systems where you're an eBay power seller, right? We know that ratings are important, so we want to be able to reward you for doing a really good job. So think about how this system works. Think about how you are able to level up, and think about this framework that allows you to continue to train, to build more skill, to be able to get more tasks done, and these tasks are worth more and more the faster and better you get. And when you're delivering better feedback, you're going to make more bonuses on top of that. If you have any questions, let us know.